On the air in The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin. Reports observing several explosions of incandescent gas occurring at regular intervals on the planet Mars.
It is reported that at 8:50 p.m., a huge flaming object, believed to be a meteorite, fell on a farm in the neighborhood of Grover's Mill, New Jersey.
I have a grave announcement to make. Those strange beings who landed in the Jersey farmlands tonight are the vanguard of an invading army from the planet Mars.
I shall not try to conceal the gravity of
The smoke spreading faster in Times Square. People are trying to run away from it, but it's no use. They're falling like flies.
People were yelling in the streets, the world is coming to an end. We're being attacked by Mars.
They were getting into their cars and driving towards the George Washington Bridge, trying to escape a Martian invasion. Can you believe it?
But I remember running in the street because we saw everybody else out in the street.
It would strain, you would think, the credulity of a 12-year-old.
People just were so naive at the time that they thought, good heavens, this is true.
It was out of control. The whole thing was scary.
You know, those memories I've got from some of the old-time radio veterans were just precious. They were so kind with their time, and those memories, these memories are 70 years ago, and they're still very vivid to them. And then, of course, Voices Frighten Us with the lessons learned from the War of the World. And just doing this regular radio show, trying to find a way to adapt this H.G. Wells classic, and there were unintended consequences.
And why not do it on Halloween night 1938, right?
You're in your bedroom and there's a knock at the door. Your mom says she hears jamming through the floor. Looks around with disgust on her face. This room is an absolute disgrace. Listen, I'm gonna say it once. Clean up this funky space. Funky space. Funky space. Funky space. You turn on the radio, listen to some tunes, straighten up the loud music, gotta hear some blues. Mama, please don't you get on my case. Some friends are coming over to this place. Hey everyone, the fun has begun. Let's dance in this funky space. Funky space. Funky space. Funky outer space. Funky space. Funky space. Funky space. We now return you to your regular scheduled program. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is Nowman, and I am at the location of at least 100 films and TV show episodes over a 100-year period in the Hollywood Hills. This is actually called the Bronson Cave, named after a street that's not too far away. And it's actually the namesake of a famous actor who, when he came to Hollywood as a young man, he saw the street and he said, "Hey, Bronson. That's going to be my show business name." Anyway, that's another side story. But this is the Bronson Cave. It, in the early part of the 20th century, it actually was a quarry, and it was all dynamited out and all of that, and a lot of the stone here was used to build foundations in the Hollywood homes that are literally just probably within miles of this area where we are right now. But in 1919, the film industry decided they wanted to start shooting films here, and they have so far up through the 2010s. So pretty remarkable. It's most known as the Batcave because this is the original location where the Batmobile drove out of in the beginning scenes of the Batman TV series with Adam West and Burt Ward in the 1960s. But there's so much more here. I mean, all the Star Trek television series were shot here at one time or another, from the original series up through Enterprise. Even one of the Star Trek movies, original movies, called The Undiscovered Country. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. But it's an interesting story here that still continues on, and it's in a location that is only really maybe a couple miles away from a lot of people, tourists and all that, on Hollywood Boulevard and Highland and Vine, and it's just amazing that it's so quiet, and we're so close to a big city, and we're technically in a big city. So if you're ever in Hollywood, this is a must-see if you're into film locations and just something cool, and you can even hike up to the Hollywood sign from here. This hike here actually is only about a quarter of a mile. So it's at the very furthest southwest side of Griffith Park. So you can Google that, you can do all that kind of stuff, and it's a great time for all. And speaking of the Hollywood sign, there's a great view of it from this location as well. It's so beautiful here to look directly at the mountainside, and technically these are part of the Santa Monica Mountains. And you'll see all sorts of nature here at various times. I've seen deer actually walking through here, and a coyote, and there's lots of birds and all sorts of interesting types of wildlife that we share this space with. Now, this is called the Batcave, but you're not going to find any living bats here. Hello, this is Niswander, and I'm in front of the Dearly Departed Tours in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard, and we're going to talk to the founder, Scott Michaels, right now. I am here in Hollywood at the Dearly Departed Tours with founder Scott Michaels. How are you, Scott? Thank you for being on the Nowman Show.
Thanks for asking.
This is fantastic. Now, you have been doing these really odd tours of all sorts around the Hollywood area since the 1990s. Is that correct?
That's right. I came here in '94 to take over the old Graveline tour, where you go to the old Cadillac hearses. And yeah, that's why I moved to LA.
And so you've been doing Dearly Departed tours now since 2005?
That's right. I started this company. Our first tour was January 1st, 2005. Yes, we made it 10 years, God.
Scott, what made you want to get in this kind of business?
I've been fascinated with this sort of dark side of Hollywood since I was a kid. I've always been sort of exposed to death. I've seen it from a really young age, not in a dramatic way, but I've seen dead people, and it just never really bothered me that much. In fact, it fascinated me. So when I heard about the Graveline tour, and I thought, well, that's fantastic. That's what I want to do, because to me these are historic things, and I've assembled what I think people should see. I say anything I do, any tour I offer, anything I sell in my shop, anything I show in my shop are things that interest me, things that I would buy, things that I would do. So it's sort of, that's how I judge it. It's probably a very selfish way to do it, but it makes me believe in what I offer.
Fantastic. But there's different types of tours that you do though. Let's run those down. Can you run those down for me real quick?
Well, our standard Dearly Departed tour, which is what we're pretty well known for, and that's a lighthearted look at the dark side of Hollywood. So it's about 3 hours, about 70 different locations where mostly terrible things happen. But since it is the history tour, we go into a bit of the history of Hollywood, and we stop at the cemetery to say hello to Marilyn Monroe and Dean Martin. The Helter Skelter tour I started about 7 or 8 years ago, devoted strictly to the Tate LaBianca murders, more famously known as the Manson murders, and that goes out on Saturday mornings. And it's a retracing the killers' their steps after the murders, where they hosed off in the driveway and where they threw the clothes off the cliff, as well as where the victims used to live and work and hang out. So it's a pretty, I think, balanced story for considering it so horrific. We offer a movie locations tour, and we offer lots of things. We have a tour that we do with a couple of celebrities. Alison Arngrim from Little House on the Prairie hosts a tour. Bridget Marquardt from The Girls Next Door hosts a tour with us. So it's just a mishmash of all sorts of things.
So there's something for everyone that likes a historical tour of Hollywood that's a little offbeat.
Well, yeah. Again, it's Hollywood is an odd place, and we're not very reverential, Although it is history and we respect the people, we will go for a cheap joke too. And I think that's why locals like us as well, because we're not, oohing and ahhing over somebody's hedges. But this is the real deal. These are the street corners, the restaurants where they had the Last Suppers, where these things that we've all read about and heard about for decades, where they actually happen. So it's history, but it's not like, Civil War history. It's the fun kind.
Exactly, and a lot of people like history. So Scott, let's take a look at some of the memorabilia that you have around the gallery here. How long has this gallery been open?
We opened here about 3.5, almost 4 years ago now on Sunset Boulevard. But all these items in the shop are things I've been collecting over the years, mostly having to do with awful events. Although there are some nice things in here that have been loaned to us, Marilyn Monroe's cake pan and a telephone bill, and my little friend Sadie's costume from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. But also we have, a piece of Sharon Tate's fireplace and a tile from the pool that Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones drowned in. So
let's take a look at that stuff. All right, let's go. and what, this is a rock from the Sharon Tate Polanski place?
That's right, yeah. They destroyed the house in 1993. And I went up there and I call it liberated a large portion of the fireplace.
Really? Wow.
And it's here because it's history. Again, I don't have millions of dollars to save a house or a restaurant or a hotel that's been torn down, but I can hop a fence and grab a brick from it, and that way everyone can see it. It may be, to some people, it's just a lot of junk, but to me, it's more important than that.
It's a piece of history. That's fantastic. What else do we have here?
Well, there are other things like funeral flowers. This is a restaurant menu from Mezzaluna where Nicole Simpson had her last supper.
Oh, wow.
This photograph of Rock Hudson standing by the bed that he died in. He died in 1985 in this bed. Now, this bedpost that you see right there is this bedpost.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And it's all sorts of things. A piece of John Denver's airplane that disintegrated when it hit the ocean.
Wow.
A tile from the pool that Brian Jones drowned in, who founded the Rolling Stones in 1969. He drowned in the pool in England, and that's a piece of it. These items were donated to me. These were in Jean Harlow's dressing room when she died in 1936.
Wow.
And one of my favorite pieces is the pink suitcase.
Ah, the pink suitcase, which is?
Jane Mansfield's. She packed this the night she was killed. This was in the accident that killed her in 1967.
So this was in the car?
This was in the car. And there's in this little heart-shaped box you could see, that's some of the glass from the windshield. That is all that's left of the heart-shaped swimming pool. There's some pink bricks from the house when they tore it down. And right below that is a lock of Manson's hair that somebody sent me recently.
Wow, that's bizarre.
It runs all over the place in here. But yeah, upstairs, downstairs, I have Karen Carpenter's bathroom sink, a piece of the Hindenburg
Oh, a piece of the Hindenburg?
Carol Lombard's plane crash. It's all over the place in here. So there's all sorts of weird things banging around here at nighttime.
And this is an outfit here from a friend of yours who was in the cast of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's right. Yeah, Sadie Corey. She was 4'2". She was the smallest of the Transylvanians that did the time warp, and she and I became very good friends. I lived in England for several years, and I co-wrote this book about Rocky, and I became friends with a lot of people that made the movie, and Sadie was my best friend.
And you know, actually, of course, we're going to be showing this at a different time, but actually on this day, I think it's NBC is airing a reunion of the original cast of Rocky Horror this morning.
I found that this morning, and all those people were terrific to me. Every one of them gave me an interview for my book, and just a nice group of people. It was an honor. I spent most of my childhood with these people, or my teens, so it's a real honor to give them tribute when I did that.
And it's been, 50 years now, I believe.
40 for the film, and the show came out 42 years ago.
Wow.
So we're coming up on a 50.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Scott. This is Niswander and the Nowman Show with Scott Michaels from Dearly Departed Tours, and you're watching the Nowman Show. Now, you do tours all year long, like...
the ghost tour that we offer. Yeah, we started that about a year ago, and it runs all year round on Saturday nights. And it's a walking tour of Hollywood, but instead of one of those paranormal tours where you're getting meters and things like that, it's hosted by The Undertaker with a big top hat and a Victorian veil and a candelabra walking through the streets of Hollywood. And it's really fun. It's more of a Ghost and Mr. Chicken sort of experience, or the Haunted Mansion sort of a thing. It's just good fun. They're real ghost stories, and I wouldn't hire somebody that would make it annoying. He's just good fun.
That sounds great. And what do you have to say, Marilyn? Oh, it's
Scarolyn Monroe.
All right, don't you just love it?
So I write about filming locations, and I started it in November of 2007. So a ways back now, and I cover filming locations mainly in Los Angeles, but when I go on vacation to Hawaii or New York, I will write about those locations too.
And there are film locations there in Hawaii too.
Yep.
I've been to some of them.
Yep.
When did you first get interested in finding locations?
When I was little, I grew up in San Francisco, so I felt really far removed from Hollywood, but I was always obsessed with the movie industry and behind the scenes. The Gamble House.
This is probably one of the most famous locations in Pasadena right here.
Right. It's famous architecturally, for one thing, because it's the Green and Green brothers who designed it. But Doc Brown's house from Back to the Future.
Yeah, we all remember that, like the front door. And
and the garage where his workshop was.
Yes,
just
exactly.
Next door, yeah.
All of that's right there.
And only the outside was actually used in Back to the Future. The inside is another Green and Green house called the Blacker House, and it's also in Pasadena.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For people that are fans of Michael Jackson, what is this?
The Thriller house.
Wow.
It's the house he runs up into.
Does it still look like that?
Yeah, this is a pretty recent picture. It's been under renovation since I moved to LA in 2000. I mean, I visited it that year and it looked like that. So, yeah, it's still very much a haunted looking house.
Did they shoot the internal, that was in a
That was all on a soundstage, so it was only the exterior.
Wow.
But you see him, he runs up the steps and she runs up scared of the zombie Michael, and then he follows her with all the zombies.
That's fantastic. And what is this?
This is where they filmed the zombie dance in Thriller.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and
you can still go there today and see, and isn't the side of the wall there still visible in the video?
It's exactly the same. I mean, nothing has changed. It's frozen in time. It's so exciting.
In Boyle Heights, right?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
It's just in kind of like an industrial warehouse area. And when I went, I was, of course, recreating all of them.
Of course. Who wouldn't
How
do that,
can you
right?
not? And all the workers, they had like no clue that they're somewhere historic, and they're looking at us like, what are you doing?
Wow.
It's like Thriller was shot here.
Wow.
Hi, I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's my hometown. Know what I'm talking about, Oh, what a crazy world we live in. I don't have to go into detail about that, right? There's so much craziness going on right now. But you know what? people say, hey, no, look at it the bright side. You know, people have had their boats lifted. I mean, the quality of life, look at the technology, everything is so easy. And I'm like, yeah, progress. But do you realize the progress that we have created has done a couple of things that never happened before? We can now destroy everything on the surface of this planet in a very short period of time. And also, we've polluted waterways, the land, and the air like never before. Yeah, progress. Okay. Oh, but you know, I do get scared sometimes. You guys get scared?
Yeah.
Things scare you? Yeah. I get scared sometimes when I'm on the stage and I hear boo. But you know what really scares me? Stupid people scares the crap out of me! Okay, I had to get that out of my system.
I'm not conspiracy. I'm not a theory. I'm not a business plan. Don't talk to me about product and prices and placement, although this is promotion. I'm not science fiction. I'm real, but don't be afraid. I'm your friend. Stay tuned for more.
The interesting thing about Hollywood Boulevard is that up and down Hollywood Boulevard, Vine Street, there's just one star after another. It's been here since the 1950s and been building more and more and more of these individual ceremonies as time goes on. Each and every one of these stars represents a ceremony. I personally saw two, one for David Bowie in 1997, a little bit further down the street here, closer to Highland. And I saw him and Iman, who were present for that. It was a great day. And also I saw Jeff Lynne of Electric Light Orchestra get his star, I believe, in 2015. And he was there with Tom Petty and Joe Walsh, who gave him special tributes during the ceremony. I saw in the audience Danny and Olivia Harrison, wife and son of Beatle George Harrison. And I know there were a few other people too, I can't remember. But it was a great day. So I've seen how those ceremonies work, and they're a lot of fun. So that means at some point, Queen was here, probably also the whole band, probably Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon, the bass player, on this spot. And it was probably a magical day, and I don't know what year that was, but I didn't make it. I would have loved to have been here. I also wanted to talk about Rami Malek, star of the TV show called Mr. Robot. If you haven't seen that on USA Network, you can also find it online. It's a great, great show that puts together fictitious storyline with some real-time things going on currently in society. It addresses income inequality, technology, surveillance, all kinds of relevant issues in a very interesting way. A lot of interesting plot twists and characters, great script, great music soundtrack, including the electronic theme song of Mac Quayle, plus music from all eras, all the way back to Beethoven, jazz, R&B, classic rock, 80s rock, modern alternative rock, hip hop and rap, and there's all kinds of great stuff. Anyway, such a well-produced show. Highly recommend it, Mr. Robot, starring, again, Rami Malek, who's also the star of Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie about Queen. This is Niswander at the Queen Star. Alexa, do you know Siri?
Only by reputation.
Ah. And Alexa, what would that reputation be?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
I want to say that Halloween's here a little early, and I'm telling people, I think and I mean, this is maybe not a joke, but it's maybe my joke of the night. If you're gonna wear a mask, make sure you can breathe.
Here at the Doodah Parade. Hello, this is Niswander. I hope you're having a great time. We are. This is hilarious. It's a lot of fun, great people. So what do we got now? Oh, it's the mystery lady. How are you? Oh, I see. And now here's a guy that has been in the Doodah Parade for 25 years now. Signor Gracho. Viva Doodah! Here comes the wonderful roller derby girls. Hello, girls. Woohoo! Right.
The queen, bro.
Yes, yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Good to see you. It's Count Smokula and Swami from El Monte over here. Hey, this is Howdy Krishna on the Nowman Show.
Howdy to you.
Yeah, and Oklahoma's gonna go all the way. Yeah. In the 25th year of Americans with Disabilities Act. That is awesome. And you know, all of this wouldn't have happened had it not been for over 100 bills in the 1930s and 40s that we now call the New Deal. And we do like the New Deal. World champion whistler Carol Ann Kaufman, the whistling diva. How are you? Let's talk about income inequality. What do you have to say about that? Bryn, you have a lot to say about that, right?
Yes, I do. I think income when the top 1% of the top 10% of the top 1% of the top 10% of the top 1% of the top 10% controls a smaller percentage of the wealth than all we combined, I don't think that's fair. I think we need to change those percentages to simple fractions. And if I were president, I would do that.
Excuse me. There's no economic inequality. I've got a lot of money and I'm very comfortable. And I think people who are poor, they can work for me. And if they don't work for me, then we'll ship them out of the country. But the point is, we're going to have jobs. We're going to have so many jobs. Jobs is in the Bible. There's the book of Job. It's right there. It's all you need to know.
Well, I don't know if you guys celebrate or participate or whatever you call it, Halloween. Sometimes it's fun just to dress up and just not take things too seriously and have some fun. There's a movie series called Halloween. Actually, it was shot here. A lot of it was shot here in South Pasadena. And this actually is the house. Maybe Michael Myers is home. Oh. But this is the actual house from the Halloween movie, Michael Myers' house. Maybe he's home. There's lights on upstairs. Oh, let's see. Please do not knock. No one is going to let you in. Oh, I see. But we don't have to be scared. There are a lot of crazy things going on in the world. But we just continue to do our thing because we know that good things are possible. Peace, economic justice, a government of action for working families. Because in reality, there is abundance for everyone, and literally everyone, not just some at the top. So we know this is true, so we're not scared.
Butch Patrick from Munsters. Check this out.